Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of AI-powered marketing, something that's already changing how brands connect with us every day.
It really is incredible. And the crazy thing is, most people don't even realize how deeply integrated AI already is in their online experience.
Exactly. It's like this behind-the-scenes force shaping our decisions as consumers. So, to kick things off, for this deep dive, we've got a ton of research about how AI is shaping our experiences as shoppers, and I've got to say, some of it is pretty mind-blowing. Like, did you know companies are using AI to predict what we want to buy with almost scary accuracy?
Oh, absolutely. It's called predictive analytics, and it's all about using data to anticipate your next move.
Huh.
Companies like Amazon are already masters at this, right? They track every click, every purchase, everything you do on their site,
Yeah.
basically to paint this super detailed picture of your shopping habits.
So that's what's happening with those recommended for you sections. It's like AI whispering, hey, I bet you'd love this, even if I haven't actually searched for it.
You got it. It's as though they're building a profile, but instead of a personality test, it's your shopping cart spilling all the secrets.
Wild. And it's not just about suggesting products, right? It feels like this whole hyper-personalization thing is everywhere now. I swear, Netflix has my viewing habits down to a science.
Well, you're not wrong. Netflix is actually a perfect example of this in action. Their recommendation engine uses AI to analyze what you watch, when you watch, even how long you watch something to create like a tailored viewing experience just for you. Heck, they're even customizing the thumbnails you see, choosing images based on what they think will grab your attention.
It's kind of creepy how well they know my taste, honestly. But it makes you wonder, like, where else are we encountering this real-time analysis?
Okay, so imagine this. You're browsing an online store, and you hesitate for a second before hitting that checkout button. Well, AI can actually detect that hesitation and even potentially figure out why you're hesitating, which allows the company to react in real time.
Oh, wow. So if I'm on the fence about buying, say, a new pair of shoes, and I'm put off by the price, they might suddenly offer me free shipping or a discount to nudge me towards buying.
Exactly. The AI is trying to understand not just what you're doing, but why, which lets these companies create a much more personalized experience.
That's both fascinating and a little bit scary. It's like they're reading the digital breadcrumbs we leave behind and using them to create this custom journey for each of us. But I'm curious, how else does this play out? What about all the other data we generate just living our lives online?
Right, and that's where things like customer segmentation come into play. Remember how we've talked before about RFM, analyzing how recently and how frequently someone buys something and how much they spend? Well, AI supercharges that whole process
Right.
and can uncover patterns that would take humans way longer to find.
Right. So instead of just lumping me in with all the other millennials who buy coffee, AI can create a much more specific profile based on like my actual purchasing habits.
Exactly. It lets companies move past those big, broad demographic categories and target their marketing much more effectively. They can use AI to figure out who their most loyal customers are, understand their preferences, and then create campaigns that actually speak to their needs.
It's pretty incredible, but also a little unnerving how much AI can tell just from our online activity. Makes you wonder where all that data goes and how it's being used to, manage our relationships with these brands.
That is the million-dollar question. And it leads us to the whole world of AI-powered CRM or customer relationship management. See, it's not just a glorified address book anymore. It's a super sophisticated system for understanding and even predicting customer behavior.
So we're back, and I'm ready to go even deeper into the future of AI marketing. Last time we were talking about how AI analyzes everything we do online. So now I'm super curious, like, what happens to all that information? How are brands actually going to use this to shape our experiences in, 5, 10 years?
Oh, get ready, because things are about to get really wild. We're talking about a world where marketing gets hyper-personalized, like on a scale we can barely imagine. So let's start with content creation. Imagine reading an article online, and the content itself subtly shifts, like the tone and style, based on how you're reading it.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying the article changes while I'm reading it?
Exactly. AI will actually be able to analyze your reading patterns, in real time. So if you're someone who tends to skim, it might shorten the paragraphs. But if you linger on a particular section, it might dive deeper into those details. It's all about creating a completely customized experience.
Whoa. Okay, that's both really cool and a little creepy, like having a personal editor for every article. But what does this mean for, like, writers? Can AI really replace human creativity?
That's a question I get a lot. AI can definitely generate text and is getting better all the time, but there's still this like human element that's really important, especially for creating truly engaging content, at least for now.
For now, being the key phrase there. It feels like AI is always evolving. You mentioned earlier that AI can even predict our lifetime value to a brand. And I have to say, that sounds both intriguing and a little ominous.
Well, it's not about literally putting a price tag on you as a customer. It's more about brands understanding your potential, long term. AI can already kind of estimate this based on your past purchases, but in the future, it'll go even further. It'll incorporate stuff like social media activity, your interest, everything to build this really comprehensive picture of your behavior.
Okay, so instead of just knowing that I love coffee, they'll be able to predict, like, when I'm most likely to cave and buy that top-of-the-line espresso machine, and then, like, hit me with the perfect offer at the exact right time.
Exactly. It's about understanding what motivates you on a deeper level so they can craft these hyper-targeted campaigns that really speak to your, I don't know, desires and aspirations.
It feels like marketing is becoming less about these broad strokes and more about these, like, personalized nudges based on what AI thinks we're going to do next. It's a lot to wrap your head around. But how can they even manage all this? It seems like a ton of work, even for AI.
Well, that's where it gets even crazier. We're rapidly moving towards a future where AI can handle, like, entire marketing campaigns. And I mean everything, ad placement, budgets, even creating content and analyzing performance, all without humans needing to lift a finger.
So instead of marketing teams, we'll have like AI assistants running the show.
Think of it as having this always-on marketing team that can work 24/7, no coffee breaks needed. And this actually frees up human marketers to focus on the big picture stuff, like strategy, creativity, and, building those really important relationships with customers.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. I was starting to worry AI was going to replace human marketers altogether, but it sounds like it's more about like collaboration, using AI to augment our own capabilities.
Exactly. The most successful marketers in the future will be the ones who embrace AI and figure out how to use it to their advantage.
It's definitely given me a lot to think about. We've covered so much already, from personalized content that reads your mind to these AI marketing assistants that never sleep. But I'm really curious about those other technologies we touched on, like voice search and image recognition. Okay, so let's dive into those. I'm really curious about voice search and image recognition, especially. I feel like they're already starting to change how we find information and honestly, how we shop.
Oh, absolutely. They're game changers for sure.
Yeah.
Let's start with voice search because it's already having a huge impact. Like, think about how many people use Siri or Alexa or even just Google Assistant on their phones every single day.
Oh, yeah, all the time. It's way easier to just ask my smart speaker for a recipe than to like pull out my phone and search for one.
Exactly. And because of that, marketers are having to completely rethink how they reach people. See, it's no longer just about typing in keywords. It's about understanding, like, natural language, how people actually talk.
So instead of searching for best coffee shops near me, I'd just be like, hey, Siri, where can I get a good latte around here?
Exactly. People use longer, more conversational phrases when they're
hmm
talking, and marketers are catching on to that and, like, optimizing their content for those real-world searches.
It's like they're learning to speak our language. Okay, and what about image recognition? That just seems like it has so much potential.
It does. Platforms like Pinterest and Google Lens are already using it, and it's changing everything. Like, imagine seeing a pair of shoes you love, maybe in a photo or even just out in the real world, and you can just snap a picture and boom, you've got purchase options, reviews, everything.
I've actually done that before. Not with shoes, but with plants for my garden. I
Wow.
took a picture of a flower I liked and instantly got all this information about it.
Right. And that's what's so powerful about it.
Yeah.
It basically eliminates that gap between, like, seeing something you want and being able to actually buy it.
It feels like we're on the verge of this whole new era of marketing where brands are like anticipating our needs and desires before we even like fully form them in our own minds.
That's a great way to put it. I think we're moving towards this future where marketing becomes less about interruption and more about, like, anticipation and integration, using AI to understand what people want on this deeper level so brands can just seamlessly offer solutions that feel personalized.
It's exciting for sure, but it also makes me wonder about the ethical side of things. Like, this level of personalization requires a ton of trust. How can we be sure these brands are using AI responsibly, especially with all the data they're collecting?
That's the million-dollar question. The answer, I think, comes down to transparency and control. Brands need to be super upfront about how they're using AI, give people clear choices about their data, and always, always prioritize ethical considerations.
It's a lot to think about. AI is clearly revolutionizing marketing as we know it, and it's been incredible exploring all this with you today.
It really has been a fascinating conversation, and this is just the beginning. Who knows what amazing AI-powered marketing tools we'll be talking about a year or two from now.
Right. It's an exciting time to be a consumer, that's for sure. And to all our listeners, we hope this deep dive has given you some things to think about, maybe sparked some ideas, and encouraged you to stay curious about the ever-evolving world of AI and marketing. Until next time.